Hey guys, and welcome to Thursday? Yeah, Thursday. So, I'm home. Giselle's at work right now. I just got back up here from putting laundry in the washer downstairs and really needed to do laundry because we both have this huge problem where we, when we moved here, we kind of set up the closet a little bit, and we set up the dresser to try and get it to be the way we want it with all the drawers, like what we wanted in each drawer and stuff, and we're just both not very good at upkeep when it comes to that stuff, with actually doing it. When we do the laundry, we kind of just leave stuff in the baskets or on the floors or whatever, so I think I'm going to try to take care of that tonight. I'm really tired. I didn't sleep very much last night because I was up doing my office, making my office look nice, lovely, and the only thing about the office that I'm not so stoked on is, for some reason, I'm not sure why it would be, like our router is in the living room under the TV, and the Wi-Fi connection is just not very good in this room particularly. For some reason, it's perfectly fine everywhere else in the apartment. Everywhere else in the apartment has full bars, but in this room particularly, it only has 2 bars and it's kind of slow. So I might have to move the router somewhere else. Probably not in here because I don't want that to affect the rest of the apartment. Maybe in the kitchen or maybe in the bedroom it'll be better. I don't know. And maybe I will have to move it in here because the internet working in here is pretty important, although it's not that bad. I might be able to deal with it without having to move it, or I might be able to figure out a way to make it better. And it's also kind of hot in here, but there is a window, and the window has like it slides out really easily, and there's like a nice screen behind it, so I can get the breeze coming in here without worry about anything flying in and stuff. And as it gets later in the year, that'll definitely be nice, because I know it'll probably get kind of hot in here. Just sitting here working all the time and having the window open will be really nice. Although I am thinking about getting like a desk fan for my desk on Amazon or something, possibly, and using that. I'm not completely sure I want to use that money on that though, because right now I'm sitting here and the breeze is like super nice. I think it's just a nice day in general, so it might not be an everyday kind of thing that's really good, but I'll probably be editing mostly at night anyway, so having the breeze, a nighttime breeze coming through, will most likely solve most of my problems. Also, there's a fan out in the kitchen right now that I use in the kitchen because it's hot in the kitchen sometimes, that I plug in and face towards me when I'm making something in the kitchen. Or last night I was in here and I had the fan pointed in just the doorway. It was taking up pretty much the entire doorway. It's one of those big box fans, and I just put it there, and it was keeping me cool while I was working and stuff in here. And I was working on stuff in here last night. I was watching stuff on my phone. My computer was still in the other room, and I was watching stuff on my phone. I was watching new Brandon Sanderson lectures from his class this past semester at BYU, and they're awesome. They're so awesome. They're so good. As of now, there's only 9 out, and there should be more soon. I was really upset because I was like, oh, now I don't have any more to watch when I finished them last night. So I'm hoping there more will come out soon. I've been brainstorming this idea that I picked up pretty recently for a book that I would really like to write. It's a story idea, and it's a lot of world building kind of ideas that are coming to me, and I've started to write them down. Like I showed you yesterday, that stuff is like my writing stuff, so I've been writing stuff down. And actually I didn't really mention it, but this part of the desk right here, so the main part is the long part. That's going to be like the computer part, and once I have an actual desktop computer at some point in the future, it'll be nice to have the space for like a monitor and stuff like that. So this is like the long part is the computer part, and then this part back here is the writing part. The smaller part will be the writing part because I like to handwrite, and so it'll be nice to just be able to spin around and write right there, facing out towards the graveyard. Very nice. And I'm really excited about this idea. So I'm excited to keep going on with it and trying to figure out more ideas and possibly start writing it soon. I was writing something else and I just had to put it on hold because it was getting to the point where I really like what I'd come up with, but it was hindering me from being able to write anything because I was like, I have to write this thing. I started writing and I had to finish it, blah blah blah. and it was like keeping me from writing because I was just kind of dreading writing it, which is bad. It's not a good thing to dread to write something. So I came up with this other idea. I've been kind of developing it for a little while. Came up with this other idea and really want to try for that, and I've been really excited about it. So hopefully that continues to work out, and we'll see. And I'm going to continue to do the laundry and work on clothes stuff. Actually, let me show you something. So I'm doing the laundry, and I have no clothes left, so I'm doing all of our clothes and stuff. But I also get to wash a ton of new towels. That's awkward. Look at me back there. There's lots of new towels that I got from the donation pile, because towels have been in the donation pile a lot recently, so I grabbed a bunch of them. It's so helpful to get stuff like this. These are like dish towels and then actual bath towels. There's a whole bunch of them in here. You can't really see, but there's like 10 washcloths in here as well that are kind of covered up, but awesome. That has been very specifically helpful in the donation pile recently. And that and sheets. So they've had a lot of like textile stuff recently. So they've had a lot of sheets and towels, and it's been really nice. And I also brought home some Christmas stuff, but I already put that away inside like the Christmas trunk in the office, so I'm not gonna pull those out. But Christmas decorations, fun stuff. And I also have my name on a Christmas tree at work right now. And also, real quick, tomorrow, well, actually, I don't think I've mentioned this before, and if I have, then it's probably within the videos that we lost, the vlog days that we lost, if I did ever mention it. But the studio is moving. The studio is moving to a different studio. We're all moving to the different studio. It's actually closer to here. We're moving to the different studio before the end of the year. So there's a few things with that. Tomorrow, me and the other retoucher and a couple other people that are at the studio, we're all taking like little mini field trips to this new studio, because it's already like running as a studio. We just get our own little section of it because they don't want to pay for the lease in the studio that we're currently in anymore. So we're moving to there, and we're going on a little mini field trip tomorrow to see it for the first time, so that should be interesting. Although something I'm really not excited about is that they don't have the donation pile at this new studio, and we probably won't have it anymore, which is sad, because we've got, I mean, now we'll be normal people that don't get a bunch of free stuff all the time, but at the same time, it does kind of suck. That's okay. We got a lot of cool stuff from it, and we're pretty much filled up here, so we pretty much have everything we need. I can't imagine us needing much of anything else. So anyway, I'm going to go work on stuff. We'll see how much I can get done before I go pick up Giselle from work.
Hey guys, I'm home from work now. It's... How late is it? Like 10? Is it 10?
It's 10:30.
It's 10:30, so it's pretty late, and I have a big pile of books here because all I've been doing recently when I'm not at work, which is like most of the time. I don't know if Chris has been updating you for the past 2 days. He's right here at his awesome new desk.
Hi.
I really like the desk. I'm happy with it. But all I've been doing recently is reading. And at work, I don't know if Chris told you, but I picked up a couple extra shifts, so I was supposed to have 2 days off in the middle of the week. And
I did tell him that.
yeah, instead I worked both of those days. So, like, I haven't had a full day off since Sunday, and even that was like I had to prepare my talk and give it, and it was stressful. So it's like my last full day off was like over a week ago. So yeah, it's been interesting. But I thought I would give you a reading update because I've been reading a lot, and I'm in the middle, like currently reading, like have read in the past 3 days, like currently working on like 7 books right now or something ridiculous like that. So I just thought I'd update you. So I've officially decided to DNF Bitter Greens because I feel scarred every time I read it. Like I'm traumatized because lots of awful things happen. So it's not a bad book, it's just not for me because I feel sick and horrible every time I read it. Like something else traumatizing happens, and then like it makes me feel really anxious and uncomfortable and unhappy, and I get kind of depressed. Like it's just not where I need to be putting myself with reading. So I got 200 pages through, DNFing it. We'll return it to the library soon. I'm actually listening to Confessions of an Ugly Stepsister, and I'm liking it. I am currently about 100 pages through, and I listen to it every day on my walk to work, and I like it. It has really negative reviews on Goodreads for the most part. Like, most of his books don't have good ratings, and I'm liking it, so that's awesome. We'll see. It it's a little bit diverse and interesting, and I'm enjoying it. I also today started Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. I'm rereading this, and kind of as a buddy read with my best friend Katie, and we're gonna read a couple of books together every month from now on, and this is one of the ones we're working on right now. And after this we're gonna read Through the Looking Glass, and then also After Alice by Gregor McGuire as well. Same author as Confessions of an Ugly Stepsister, but I read 60 pages today, and it is wonderful. I love this book so much, and I'm catching a lot of things that I didn't when I was younger, and this book is just so funny. And then I'm also listening to Dragonflight by Anne McCaffrey. It has lots of markings in it because I'm marking out how much I need to read every day, but I'm a little bit past this first marking, so I'm almost halfway through. And I'm liking it, but at the same time, it's not very interesting. Like, it's weird. Like, I understand everything that's going on for the most part. Like, a few little bits have been confusing me, but I'm not really drawn into the story yet. Like, it doesn't feel very compelling, but I'm still liking it, and I'm confused as to why I like it if I'm not compelled to read it. So, we'll see. So far, it's alright. It's probably going to be like a 3-star book, which is weird because mostly if I don't feel compelled, like, it would be 2 stars, but I don't know. I'm also listening to South Riding by Winifred Holtby, and I'm also at, like, that first marking. Actually, I think I'm a little bit before that first marking, and yeah, I'm kind of confused as to what this book is about. Like, I get what it's about, but at the same time, I'm like, what is this about? Like, there's a ton of characters, and it started off with certain characters, and now there's been, like, a bunch of other characters, and I'm confused as to who the main character is, or if it's all of them, and I think it's literally just people living in this county and their lives. And I had no idea what it was about when I went into it, but there was a section where they were talking about World War I and how sad it was, and how she's like has a lot of memories about it, and all the boys going off to war and stuff. And this book was written in 1935, and that makes me so sad because 4 years later, the exact same thing happened again, and like the thing that she's talking about, how sad that was and disruptive and horrible, and how so many young soldiers passed away and stuff, and then the same thing happened except for even worse. And so it's just, yeah, it was sad. Like, that's a sad thing. And then I'm listening to 2 more books. I haven't touched them for a couple days because I have to get through all of these books first, but I am currently listening to them. They're kind of like fun in between break books. So I'm listening to Calling on Dragons by Patricia C. Reedy for about the 30th time, and I love it. It's wonderful, and I'm like 30 pages through, and it's just lovely. One of my favorite books of all time, and I'm thoroughly enjoying getting to be back with Morwen again because she's my favorite. And then I'm also about 50 pages of the way through The Light Fantastic by Terry Pratchett. I finished Color of Magic about maybe 5 days ago or so, and I'm liking this one even better than the first book so far. I gave the first book 3 stars, but this one is even funnier so far, more enjoyable, and I feel like Terry Pratchett is getting into the swing of writing more, and it's definitely showing, so I'm enjoying that. And then also on Kindle last night, I started reading In the Black by Cheryl Nantis, I don't know, and I mean, I guess I like it. I'm only let's see how far of the way through I am. I'm 8% of the way through, so I don't know if I like it yet. It's like fine, but I was just reading it after listening to Bitter Greens and being traumatized another time. I was like, oh, like, I can't, so I couldn't concentrate on it, so I eventually gave up because I was like, I'm too traumatized. I can't, but I would like to get to maybe like 20 or 30% of the way through tonight, like read in bed and stuff. So anyway, that's my reading update. Did you guys see how awesome this looks? You probably did, but like, this looks awesome. Like, I'm so happy. Like, I have such a great husband who's so like handy and can build all his own stuff.
I don't know about all my own stuff, but
This is so cool. And what are you doing?
just working on some world building stuff for my writing project that I'm thinking about doing.
Yeah? Did you tell him about it?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm excited. He told me the story a little bit, and I'm like, oh, that sounds interesting. So, like, I mean, he didn't tell me the story. He told me the world.
I told you the spark that came into my mind that influenced everything else that I thought of so far.
He told me about the
I
world a
haven't
little bit, but I'm excited to hear more about the world and about plot and stuff.
Yeah. I think that's it for today, though.
Yeah, that's all I've been doing is, like, reading. And Christopher really wants me to put the clothing away. And, like, I know I should, but I just want to read, so.
I was doing that before. I just don't know where all her stuff goes.
Yeah.
She has a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And there are many different places where all her stuff goes. So.
Yeah.
We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Bye, guys.